The Spokane River and our aquifer actually flow into each other at some points, so it's really important that we keep both waterways clean because the aquifer provides drinking water for over 500,000 people. That's all of us.
Well, you've likely heard the simple saying, water is life. It's an essential part of our world and survival. That's why we're focusing on how to keep it clean in day 2 of our Green Week.
Welcome back. Well, when it comes to the inland Northwest, one waterway stands out from the rest, and that's, of course, the Spokane River. It serves as a home for wildlife, for our recreation, and, of course, a source of power.
Well, that is why experts are determined to clean it up and keep it that way. The folks at the Lands Council tell us the health of the Spokane River has improved in the last few decades, but there is still a legacy of pollution. PCBs are still entering the river, but the city of Spokane and conservation organizations are working hard to stop that.
PCBs are no longer legal, but they used to be used as a stabilizing chemical, and so they can be found in old lighting ballasts and caulk. And now they're inadvertently produced, and so we still find them in things like road paint and hydroseed that can still make their way into the Spokane River.
Working to stop the flow of PCBs is a public and private partnership. In fact, there is an entire task force and a website dedicated to that problem. You can learn more at SpokaneRiverPCBfree.org.
Now, city leaders recognize the Spokane River is an asset that needs protecting, so they developed a comprehensive integrated clean water plan.
One of the biggest parts of the plan is to block sewage overflow into the river. And to do that, the city is building underground concrete storage tanks. You may not have seen the tanks, but you have likely seen the construction from the street. Right now, projects are being finished up near City Hall in downtown Spokane, at First and Adams, and on Napa.
Now, when all is said and done, the city will have 22 tanks, ranging in size from 13,000 gallons to 2.4 million gallons. Altogether, they will be able to hold 16 million gallons of water. Now, the cost for that part of the project is $180 million.
One of the other components of this effort is to reduce stormwater runoff. We just told you about the Sharp Avenue project that was finished about a week ago. A previous pavement absorbs the water rather than letting it pool, where it can make its way into the drainage pipes, which could overflow and spill into the river. The new setup allows the water to be absorbed into the soil below the surface.
Now, the third prong of this project is to improve the way the wastewater is treated at the city's plant. New membrane filters will remove very fine particles of pollution, and this should be completed by 2021. Altogether, these investments total $340 million.
And the city of Spokane is also looking outside the box for ways to keep the river clean. Leaders are taking a cue from nature and looking to mushrooms. Those fungi can actually act as a sponge when it comes to those harmful pollutants, PCBs.
The Lands Council is working with the city and local high school students to test this process. They want to find out how well oyster mushroom mycelium can absorb those chemicals that might otherwise seep into the Spokane River.
We're still in the testing phase to see how they can reduce PCBs, but over time they could be used as a major form of cleanup for industrial sites.
Now, the research is still underway before those mushrooms can grow to the next step. This is all being funded by a grant from the city.
Now, in case you were wondering about what happens to the mushrooms if they absorb all those harmful pollutants, they will still be just fine. And that is part of what makes this research so promising.
Well, the Spokane River, of course, is an important and beautiful asset here in the inland Northwest, and that is why one local group is working hard to protect it.
KREM 2's Kiera Elfallen is introducing us to the Spokane River Keeper. She's also telling us what its members are doing to keep the river healthy.
Yes, good morning. Well, the Spokane River Keeper was actually formed in 2009 by a group of lawyers who are passionate about fighting to keep the Spokane River and the rivers in our area clean. They're actually a part of the International Waterkeeper Alliance, and their job is to work on your behalf to keep the river safe from pollutants and polluters.
We're all clear.
Like trying to swim against a strong current, river keeping is not always easy. There are legal battles to fight.
We actually sued the Environmental Protection Agency for not cleaning up Hangman Creek when it's required.
And there is always tons and tons
When the water comes up, this will all be swept into the river.
Of trash to collect.
But there's still plenty of trash over here.
Jerry White Jr. and Jules Schultz are 2 of 4 members of the Spokane River Keeper, passionate about what they do.
The Spokane River is the social, psychic, and spiritual center of our region. And it runs 111 miles between Coeur d'Alene Lake and the Columbia River. And it's really a massive community asset. All of the communities in this valley are here because of the Spokane River. The degree to which our river is healthy is the degree to which our communities are healthy.
Staff members like Schultz scientifically keep track of the river's overall health.
We see toxics in the river. We see sediment in the river. We also have some high nutrient loads that are fueling algae blooms and low dissolved oxygen in Lake Spokane. Although the river looks beautiful and seems to be improving with a lot of the work that the city has done and others, we still have some big issues to work on.
Volunteers are a huge asset for trash cleanup.
We've involved 500 people to clean up 16,000 pounds of trash this year. We need to make it clean for the trout that live in the river, the animals and the fish that live in the river, everybody that uses the river, not just the people.
There's still much work to be done in the inland Northwest, but Schultz says the city of Spokane is on the right track.
We have massive tanks that'll store our sewage instead of going into the river that the city is installing here. And you also see a lot of tree planting along the river and a lot of people just more engaged with river protection.
If you want to help the Spokane River Keeper, members say you can always volunteer to help pick up trash when they do those pickups. The next one coming up will probably be March, so that's a little ways out. Or you can also donate to the cause so they can continue to protect our river. We will have a link up soon on our website at KREM.com. I'm live here in Spokane. Kiara Elfallen, KREM 2 News.
Kiara, thank you so much. Coming up in our next half hour, there is more Green Week coverage.
We talk about how we can not only keep the water clean, but conserve it. And you can get money from the city by doing that as well.
It is 5:26 now on this Tuesday.
Evan, thank you so much. Just ahead of 6:15 now. It is Green Week here on KREM 2 Morning News, and we've been sharing ways to go green all morning long.
Yeah, today's focus is water. So Tony Lee Hansen with the Spokane River Forum is joining us this morning. Thank you so much. We like you brought lots of props with you as well. Well, first, I thought we should start off with what exactly is the Spokane River Forum. I feel like perhaps there are people out there who haven't heard of it or don't know what it's about.
Sure. Spokane River Forum was established in 2007, and our goal really is to protect the Spokane River and have people fall in love with it and want to be out recreating on it, so they'll take care of it. And so we've had lots of initiatives throughout time. At one point we used to take people down the river ourselves, but now we have plenty of outfitters who do that. We never intended to be in the business for a long time doing that. And our focus has moved to what we can do to help protect the river, every single one of us, every day.
One thing you said you really wanted to point out is the partnerships that you have. That's really what makes this work.
Exactly. So we partner with the county, the city, we partner with the Clean Air Agency, the Department of Ecology, the Spokane Aquifer Joint Board, which is all your water providers that bring you our fabulous water that we love and want to take care of in our aquifer. So it's about the aquifer and the river.
Now, what sort of projects do you guys do?
Well, we currently are really working on something called Got Waste, put it in the right place.
Pretty catchy.
And something that people can do every single day is to handle their waste properly. You know, it's wonderful that our residents go out and clean the river once a year. We love that they do that. But every day people are saying, what can I do today to help protect the river? So Got Waste, put it in the right place. We have a website where you can go and you can find out about 250 different wastes, whether they're hazardous or you just want to get rid of an old appliance you don't know what to do with. And it's got carbohydrates, or it's got CFLs and things like that need to be handled properly.
Well, do we feel like people are still dumping things like electronics and you know, an old washing machine down by the river? Are we still doing that?
Yes, and tires, all kinds of tires out in fields. It's a problem. So we just need people to know that it's easy to properly handle waste. And so our website's designed for businesses and residents to be able to do that.
And then the other program you wanted to talk about is Shop Smart,
It's called the Enviro Certified Program. And so we have businesses who have done their part to handle any of their hazardous waste properly and to conserve resources. So they're the places where it may have cost them money to refurbish some of their equipment, change their practices, but they care about our environment too. And so we really want to encourage people to use those businesses when they're shopping for goods and services.
If folks want to get involved and find out more about this, how can they do that?
Well, we have several websites. We have the Spokane River Forum, which is a clearinghouse for all kinds of anything river. So it's SpokaneRiver.net. And then we have our waste directory, SpokaneWasteDirectory.org. And then EnviroCertified.org. And then, of course, the Spokane Aquifer Joint Board has SpokaneAquifer.org. And all of these sites work together to try and inform our public about our wonderful aquifer, our river, and all the things that we can do to help protect it.
Well, if you have a need to know, it's out there, clearly.
It's out there, yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and talking with us about it. An important issue that we're glad you highlighted this morning.
Well, and we all love our water, and we want to take good care of it. And that's what I see out there, people who want to take care of it and just looking for ways to do it. So thank you for giving us this opportunity to share how we're inviting people to take care of it.
Great. Well, thank you so much. 6:18, almost 6:19 now. Stay with us. We'll be back with more KREM 2 Morning News.
It is my high honor and privilege to declare Expo 74 officially open to all the citizens of the world.
Right, Expo 74 was the first environmentally themed World's Fair, and more than 4 decades later, we're still talking about ways that we can protect the earth.
Well, it is day 2 of Green Week, and today our focus is on water. It is a theme with deep roots in our community. The 74 Expo was staged in what is now Riverfront Park in downtown Spokane. It was filled with items being reused and repurposed. A fountain was built out of bathtubs, and children played on a playground with a slide covered in repurposed wood boards.
Now, the Mobius 3-sided logo had 3 colors: green for growing things, white for the air, and blue for the water. Of course, water was a fitting topic for a fair that was set up right along the Spokane River.
Well, protecting our water is not just about keeping it clean, it's also about preserving it as much as we can.
Spokane tries to get that message out with its Slow the Flow program. Leaders say about half of the water used outdoors is actually wasted because of inefficient watering methods. Of course, this mostly applies during our warm weather months.
But here are some tips to help water your lawn early. Use a timer, tune up your system, skip a day, and harvest rainwater.
Now, we can also save water inside, and these are things we can do all year long. Use a low-flow shower head. You can save 12,000 gallons of water a year and 12% on your energy bill.
Always fix a leaky toilet. That can waste 200 gallons every day, and you can check for that by putting food coloring in your tank. If the color makes it to the bowl within 15 minutes, you have a leak.
Now, some other quick tips here. Wash full loads of laundry. Use short bursts of water to rinse dishes. Repurpose what water you can, and install a high-efficiency washing machine.
When it comes to conserving water, you can not only save money on your bills, you can also earn money from the city. It's all part of the Spokane Skate program. You can earn $500.
All you have to do is to remove parts of your lawn and then replace that with water-smart plants and mulch. One important note here, though, you do have to be pre-approved for this program, so do not start to remove your grass before that.
Well, Coeur d'Alene has a similar program. You can pick one of 3 options to improve your outdoor water usage. You can get a rain sensor that stops your irrigation system from watering when it's raining.
You can also choose a soil moisture sensor. It overrides the irrigation if the soil is already saturated. And finally, you can get a hose bib timer. That will turn off your hose or sprinkler at a preset time. Now, if you do one of these things and fill out a form, you can get a one-time rebate credit of up to $75. Our Green Week coverage does not stop here. Tomorrow, we will focus on the fashion industry and its impact on the environment.
We will hear about a new process of recycling fiber to make new garments, and we will have an in-studio fashion show featuring resale items.
It is 6:52 now on this Tuesday.